Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today let's go over another Leetcode medium question in the panda section that I just solved on my own without any assistance. So I'm really happy about this, not only because I was able to come up with my own solution relatively easily to this question, but this is also my 900th medium question on Leetcode. So pretty proud of that. Gonna hit 1,000 soon, hopefully. So yep. So let's go over this and let me show you how I came up with my own solution to this. So basically, this one is pretty straightforward. You can look at the outputs and it explains what you want. Basically, you want the unique stock names and then you want the capital gain and loss. So for Leetcode, for example, minus 1,000 plus 9,000 is 8,000 because buys are costing you money, sells are where you make profit, right? Buys are costing you money, sells where you make profit. So if you know that, then it actually becomes pretty easy because let's just go ahead and return a data frame with stocks, columns. It's just a skeleton. Let's copy this, stock name or stock name, capital gain loss. And we want to get the unique stock names first. So let's go ahead and do that. So for enumerate stocks stock name, let's make a set because that's how we make sure there are no duplicates. We want to extract just Leetcode corona masks and handbags. So scene.addv. Let's print scene just to validate this. Cool. So Leetcode handbags corona masks. Okay. Now we just want to so you notice that this is going to be the same length as the set. So let's just dot head length of scene. Okay, so now we want to obviously populate capital gain loss. So let's call stocks capital gain loss is equal to, let's just set it to a dummy value of stocks price. So at least we have some numbers in there. Cool. Now we have to populate it, and this is the hard part because now we have to calculate for Leetcode what the total is. So we're going to do that using a default dict of integer because we're going to give it a neutral value of 0 at the beginning, right, before we do this. So let's say d of v is equal to 0. And then we have to obviously loop through this again. So let's do that before we do this because we don't want to have to mess that up already because that's the output is stocks itself. The input is the output. So let's go. So for IV and enumerate stocks stock name. So again, this is already going to be a key in the dictionary. So we can say DV. Well, if stocks of, let's say, the operation of I is equal to buy, again, that's going to cost us money, right? So DV, we would subtract the exact price in the same row, stocks price I. Otherwise, it has to be a sell, right? Because there's only buys or sells. So in this case, DV would be plus equals to stocks price of I. So now if we print D, okay, so awesome. Now we have exactly what we need. Now we just have to populate this stocks table. So to do that, let's just turn this into, let's call this pairs is list of d dot items. So that's going to give you the key value pairs. Now when we print pairs, so you can see that, okay, cool. Now we have list of tuples. That makes things a lot easier. So what we can do is, and this is not the best way of doing it, but let's just create a counts and let's iterate over stocks. Stock name, again, we're not going to have like this, the rows, they're going to be of the equal dimension. So in this case, we can just say if we want to increment count, right? We want to put this one as the first pair, this one as second pair, this one as a third pair. So to do that, we can just say if v, well, if count is less than length of pairs, because we don't want to go out of bounds, right? We have to fetch that pair. So then we can just say stocks. In Python 3, again, I think the dictionary retains the order that you placed it in, so that's good. So stocks of stocks of what? Stocks of stock name, because that's still what the output looks like, of I is equal to pairs of I of 0. That's the 0th index of the tuple, right? And then we want the capital gain loss of I to be pairs of I of 1. So that's the actual sale price, right? Let's run this. Okay, that's not correct, so we actually have to move this up here because we have to populate it with non-null values, I think. So let's run this. Okay, submit it. And there you go, passes all test cases. Again, I'm really happy that I solved this one on my own without any assistance. The memory is pretty efficient, the runtime is but yeah, so pretty happy with this one actually. It wasn't too bad, it's relatively straightforward. And that's it for this video. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.